Welcome back everyone. Today I think it's going to be an interesting test. I decided to put Norton against Sophos Home. It's been a while since I've tested Sophos and it was requested by you guys, but I think Norton is going to be a good competitor. For Sophos, let's quickly have a look see at the cloud console. Okay, so as you guys can see, we'll just quickly go to general. So these are the main settings. I created a exclusion for our script. Under exploits, mitigation, everything is enabled. Protected applications are enabled. Risk reduction is enabled, and the rest of these integrations as well, like a ransomware. Advanced is enabled, and MBR protection is enabled. And under web we do have protection here as well. Download, okay, that's enabled as well. Web filtering, these are the categories. And privacy, okay, cool. So that's nice, quick and easy. For Norton, we'll quickly have a look at Norton settings. Okay, under advanced, these ones are enabled. No, I don't want to open up the dashboard. So under settings, okay, antivirus. Okay, so boot time protection is normal. Auto protect is enabled. All notifications is show all. Scans and risk. No, sorry, not that one. Yeah, so that we can leave as is. Everything is set to automatic mode, but we did we're going to use the heuristics on aggressive, so we're going to give Norton a good chance, and pretty much low risks are set to be removed, etc. So that seems good. Data protector enabled, script control enabled, and Microsoft scripts are set to be blocked, and that's just updates. Look on the firewall. Firewall is on, everything is on. Okay, program control, traffic rules, intrusion protection, advanced program control. Okay, so that's how it is straight out of the box. Exploit prevention, as you guys can see, everything is enabled. And yeah, I would say that's that then for the settings. Let me just quickly disable the settings, get the malware extracted, and get this test started. Okay guys, so all the malware has been extracted. Norton gave me one pop-up now that it did process a thread, so I saw it removed one. So we have got one more on Sophos. Not sure why, the protection is disabled, but it did remove one of the threads. But as you guys can see, over 2,800 samples, so quite a good amount. And that needs to be tested. So let's just make sure that these products are up to date. Okay, so Norton is installing updates. I'm just still waiting for Sophos. Once they're done, we'll start the test. Okay, so it seems like they're both up to date. So there's the timestamp. Okay, Norton. I'm just going to start enabling the protection for Sophos because obviously it's cloud based, so it might take a while. Okay, that's web protection, ransomware protection, exploits. Okay, so everything is enabled. Shouldn't take too long for Sophos to get the settings. Okay, in the meantime, let's enable Norton's. Okay, Norton is protected. Let's hope it doesn't remove some of the malware as of yet. Security center is happy. Okay, just gonna wait for Sophos, then we'll start the test. Okay, so all the protection is now enabled. As you guys can see, malware, web, ransomware, everything's green. We are good to go. And these are still our settings, just to make sure. Exploit, ransomware, and web. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so now the first part of the test is obviously the websites. So let's see what happens. Okay, so Norton is already processing threads. I think let's open up downloads folder in the meantime. Cancel, we don't want that. Cancel. Okay, so let's just see what happened, guys. Let's say keep. Okay, so it looks like Norton is finished. Let's look at Norton's results first. Okay, so it seems like one file or two files stayed over, zip, and then this file. Okay, seems like they're all. Seems like all of them have processed. Okay, let's look at Sophos. Okay, so there's one that was blocked. I wonder, let's see if we do proceed, what happens. Okay, nothing there. Okay, so we do have a couple of more pages that shows that it's blocked versus Norton. Okay, I would say it's fairly similar. Let's close this and close that. Okay, so seems like Sophos did better. We only have one file that slipped through. Norton, we've got two, and they're not even the same files. So according to this, I would say Sophos did better by protecting websites, because not all of them are files that are downloading. Some of them are spam or phishing websites, and then the other part is websites that do download files. So according to this, Sophos did better for me. Okay, so now it's for the main event, guys. I think you guys know which one, or I'm thinking of one that might not make this test. But I don't want to be Mr. Negative Pants. I don't want to call any names between one of these two, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that a certain one of them might not make this test. But hey, maybe it will prove me wrong today and give us awesome results. So let's see what happens. Let's see if anything's in the memory as of yet. Okay, so everything seems good. We have malware executing. Norton is blocking threads. I haven't seen anything from Sophos as of yet, but at least the access denied does indicate that the file has been blocked. Okay, so I'm gonna attend to this, guys. I'll point out if anything funky or awesome happens, but for now let's just wait for the malware to execute. Okay guys, so Norton is unfortunately blue screened. Might be the same malware that did that to 360 in our previous test, I'm not sure, but it is blue screening. Once it's up and running again, I'll run the test, but there were I think 2 or 3 malware running in the memory, so we'll just continue the test. Okay, so it seems the same malware is causing Sophos to reboot as well. I think I know which malware it is, so I'm going to try and skip it and then run this test again. Okay guys, so the tests are still running, but I just want to show this to you guys in case these machines do crash or something goes wrong. So you'll notice that there's quite a lot of malware running on these machines. So if we look at Sophos, we have these 4 ones, or 4, but I think it's the same. And then we've got these couple ones running here, and as you can see, Explorer is not running. For Norton, we have this one here. And then as you can see, there's quite a lot of malware here. So as you guys can see, there's quite a lot. So I just wanted to show that, but also just keep in mind there would have been actually more malware showing, because the machines rebooted and froze quite a number of times, and then I just carried on executing the malware where I more or less left off. So I didn't execute from the first one. So the malware that you guys are seeing now are the malware that's currently running in the machine the last time it rebooted. So it would actually be a lot more for these two, but I just wanted to show that in case I wasn't going to be able to show it later on. But we're almost done with Norton. We need to go to F, so we're at least at D. Sophos is at B, so it's got still a bit to go, but I just wanted to point this out. Okay guys, so the tests are still running, but I think I'm gonna call it quits. Sophos did froze again, and I started up again, but you know, it's just gonna take too long to execute the remaining of the malware. I did for both of these execute the majority of the malware, so I think I'm just gonna stop these tests. Explorer is also doing weird things, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop this one. Let me just try and stop this one. Okay, so let's just wait for that script to close. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at Sophos. So there's not much gonna run now because the machine came on and I just started the test. But let's quickly have a look, see. Okay, so it just seems like it's these two here. So let's quickly see if we can check them on VirusTotal. For Norton, I'm not going to check all these files on VirusTotal. I'm going to be here for hours. So I'm just going to show you guys what is running. Okay, so we obviously have this one. I think that's the same one on the ESET. And on the Wise Vector machine. Let's quickly see what that file is. Okay, so it's in, there they are at the bottom. Okay, we'll come back to this file. Let's see what else is running. Okay, then we've got these files here. Got those two. Sorry, these two VMs are extremely slow, so I'm just trying to get them to move. Okay, so it's those two there. And then let's Process Explorer, and then we've got a couple here. We've got a couple of them here. And then a couple here as well, and there as well. and then here at the bottom, so you guys can see these with the lower scores are obviously the newer ones. Not everybody's aware of them as of yet, and it doesn't seem like Norton is aware of any of these because there's quite a lot of them running. But yeah, so this is quite a lot. Just gonna close that. I'm just gonna check what these two. Okay, so this one is just the one that I clicked on. So Norton is not here. Where is Norton? Okay, I don't even see Norton, or maybe Norton is here. No, Norton is not here, but I also don't see Norton here. Oh, is it semantics, right? Nope. Okay, so obviously Norton has battled a bit of stopping malware, but it does seem like it survived this time the ransomware infection. So let me just close this. I'm gonna close this one out. Say ignore. Close that. Okay, these ones will just have to close with the reboot. So I'm gonna restart these two, update them, and then start the full scan. Okay, so the full scans are finally done. So Sophos has quarantined 68 threads. Norton has quarantined quite a bit, and they're all done. It wants to restart for some of these problems. Let's look if there's any startup items, and we'll see if they are gone after the reboot. But we do obviously have still a couple of startup items here for Sophos, but like I said, we'll see if they disappear. But so far I could not see that anything was still running though. Where we did had malware running, seems to be gone on that end. Startup items for Norton, also a couple, but not as much as Sophos. Okay, can't seem to be finding anything there, so let's finish. See, there was one more. Sorry, I didn't see this one. And then with Norton, we obviously have all these notepad files coming up after startups, so we'll see if they are also gone after the reboot. But we do have quite a lot of these notepads. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for Norton to finish this, then I'm just gonna restart them and start with the third-party ping scans. Okay, so now for the final results. For Hitman Pro, we do have app data here, is app data roaming, app data local temp, and then app data roaming Microsoft. Then obviously we've got a couple of malware, which I only deleted afterwards. Then we have under documents, and then a suspicious file under Microsoft Networks, and malware on the desktop. Norton has program data, local temps, only those two. Okay, so now let's look at Norton. Power Eraser on Sophos has found 21 problems. Add data local, roaming temp, same one in documents, directly under the user profile, and then a couple of stuff on the public libraries. On Norton itself, Power Eraser found a couple of more problems. Start menu items. So there's a startup item there, program data, and etc. Let's look at MSIsoft. These are all app data local, and then roaming, and then documents. Okay, Okay, let's look at this one. Program data is that same one again, and then app data, and then directly under the user profile. Okay, we'll close that. Okay, Norton, the Komodo quick scan found nothing on the Sophos machine. Komodo did find 5 problems here. Program data, that's that same app that we've seen before. A scheduled task which is linked to that program, also linked. So this is everything on the one program, and then obviously I did notice that the UAC was disabled later on as well. Okay, Kaspersky found 2 problems. Auto run and on the desktop. Here we've got a advertising app, start menu programs, and etc. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, Sophos wanted to reboot, which I did not do, so we're going to skip that one. Sophos found, kept saying Sophos, F-Secure, sorry, F-Secure. We'll close that one. Let's look at malware bytes. Okay, so malware bytes 2525, so that's quite interesting. App data, a couple of things here, and then it seems like the majority are registry keys. Yeah, that's quite a lot of registry keys. Program files, program data, app data. A couple of scheduled tasks. So these ones I've seen because after every login there is definitely stuff popping up. And then also quite a number of registry keys. Let's close this. Okay, let's see if anything is still running. Okay, doesn't seem like anything's running. Let's look on this side. Okay, there's that one program still there. Okay, I want to see if everybody's rating it as a PUP or is actually some of it rating as malware. Let's have a look. Application unwanted, malicious application, PUP, so it looks like the majority of people are actually rating it as PUPs. No, because that's the one that Komodo also found, so that's unwanted. Okay, so it seems like it's more of a PUP. Okay, startup items, still quite a lot of items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 startup items. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 20. Okay, we'll close that. Let's just see if anything actually is showing in the programs. Nope, don't see anything there. And there's that program. I just want to see if it does actually open up. Okay, let's look at our files. Downloads. Okay, we still have a couple of downloads left from the web test. Documents, we have that, and then we've got these shortcuts here. again, it seems like our pictures are fine. Okay, and then I also just want to point out, I did notice on the Norton machine that we have an additional user account called test. It is password protected, but I haven't removed it, but I just wanted to show. So one of the malware definitely created this account. So there is a additional user account on this machine. Yeah, so okay guys, so I think this is the end of this test. Cons, I would say for Sophos, there's quite a lot of cons. I don't think I can actually say anything positive about Sophos, except that at least it didn't succumb to ransomware or encryption. So at least that's one of the plus, but I'm not really that impressed by the protection with this test. Same with Norton. It did survive this encryption test or the ransomware test, but also not good results at all. A lot of startup items, user account was created, a lot of registry keys, just malware all over the place. So yeah, I'm not really impressed by these two products. But at least, like I said, no ransomware infection. But yeah, you guys can make your own conclusion. It was quite an interesting test. Oh yeah, and I also just want to point out again that I did execute the majority of the malware, but I did not execute all of them because there was constantly problems with freezing, blue screening, or random restarts. So I had to continue more or less where I left off. So there are malware that I skipped. But yeah, so I hope this test was informative, guys. And then I'll start with the other tests soon. But yeah, then I'll see you guys in the next test.